Today we're making pasta sauce with spaghetti. Three-fourths a cup of powder for 3 cups of water. Maybe a little more. Yeah.
That's gonna be kind of runny.
Yeah, it'll cook down.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to add the vegetables.
Yeah, of course the vegetables will soak up some of the water.
About a half cup of chopped onions.
Yeah, I'll edit out the struggle.
Vacuum pack. Three-fourths a cup of bell peppers. Yeah, that thickened it up just right.
Oh yeah. I figured it would, especially once it starts absorbing all that water.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of beef powder. Probably, for me, just a capful. Probably equal to about a tablespoon.
And this is?
And a couple capfuls of Italian seasoning to taste. A little bit of garlic powder, also to taste. I think I put about a teaspoon in there for that.
That's probably about half a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon. And just a little bit of salt. Just a little bit of pepper. Okay, now basically heat this up, it's boiling. Cook it for a little bit till it thickens up. If you want, you can add more water if it needs it, till it gets to the right consistency. And that's about it.
Oh, almost forgot. A little bit of olive oil.
Just a splash.
And while he's cooking the sauce, I'm going to cook the pasta.
Okay, first thing to do is gotta get this thing going. Make sure we got enough pumps in the pumper. I'm using white gas just because it's easiest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's good enough. Now, if you've ever done any of my seen any of my videos, you know that we use these little gas stoves, and we start them out. Turn this on so you get the fuel coming into the hose. Wet that just a little bit. Get it lit. Okay, first thing to do is put a little bit of fluid in the pad down there. You light that, it heats it up. It gets hot because fuel atomizes when it's hot the best. Of course, now it's going to flame up a little bit. Not much you can do about that, but that's what you do. Do. Once that flame starts to go out, that's when we're going to kick on the burner. So you notice how it did that? It's doing that. Getting close. Let it burn off a little bit. And once that goes out, here we go. Oh, almost. Boy, that's just taking its sweet time, ain't it? Wind's kind of blowing it around. Almost there. Put a little too much fuel in the thingy. There we go. And there we go. Got it flaming up good. Now that we have that going, we can take our sauce, which we've already made here, and we're going to stick this on top of here. Make sure everything's nice and level and stable. I'm using one of these new fold-up tables, so we're just getting used to it. You just let it sit there and you heat it up. You may need to add water if you need to. Yep. Thank you. And in our case, we're going to go ahead and add some water to this. Added one more cup of water. See, the thing is the veggies and stuff soak up some of the water, so you gotta add water that they soak up. There we go. Now to keep this from dehydrate, put your lid on there. That keeps any moisture that boils off in there as much as possible. And we'll just sit that there. And every so often, we'll stir it. See, folks, this is home cooking, backpack cooking for a lot of people. Now, if you wanted to make this, once you get the recipe down pat and how you usually make it, you can make individual servings by paring it down and pre-package all the dry ingredients in a little packet and just add water. Speeds things up a lot. Also, you can put pre-cooked, freeze-dried hamburger meat if you want a little bit of meat in there. I just put meat flavoring. One thing you also need to bear in mind as far as tomato powder is you want to make sure you get real straight tomato powder. There's a lot of stuff out there that's mostly salt. It's basically tomato flavored salt. You want to avoid that. You stick to just the straight powder. Okay, let's check it, see what she's doing. Okay. You gotta stir this constantly because you don't want it to burn on the bottom. Can't have that happen. Now, normally when I make this, I get the water boiling first, and then but it's just a suggestion because once the water's boiling, stuff goes in there a lot easier. But anyway, we ain't gonna make you sit here and watch me boil this, so we're gonna skip ahead and play Doctor Who Time Machine. Wee-hee!
Okay.
We're gonna add a little more water. Just to thin it up a little bit because it was getting a little too thick. And we'll mix it up. And let her keep boiling.
And a little extra garlic powder. Now he likes using the white gas. I like using the propane because it's cheaper. It's nice that these stoves can do anything. Use it just about any fuel. Propane is generally the cheapest. Now we more or less all know how to cook pasta, so I'm not going to drag this bit out. There we go. Got the burner going, kicking the spurs, and we're going to get that water boiling. Now I went ahead and beforehand added some salt and a little bit of olive oil to the water. I'll remind everybody, this is an experiment for us. This is our first time trying this, making it this way. I mean, we've all made spaghetti before, but not this way. Another thing is we're doing this at 8,000 feet and not sea level. So boiling temperature is a little lower and cook times need to be a little bit longer. So I'm going to have to experiment with that on making sure the pasta's properly done. Remember, I usually go down at my sea level. 10 to 11 minutes is enough to cook regular spaghetti. Let me check the package to see if it has any hints on that. And of course the instructions on the package didn't mention altitude, so I'm probably going to give it an extra minute or two. Yeah, I'm really liking that Primus stove. Used it quite a bit. Heating up water, cooking meals. Want to know more about it, you can check out our review we did on it previously. Well, as you can see, the water's boiling. Time to add the pasta. Oh, there we go. Now we just wait about 11-12 minutes. Not my preferred way of doing it, but due to the size of the pot, I had to break the spaghetti in half. Normally I wouldn't do that. Normally at home I'd have a bigger pot.
I'm going to add just a little bit more meat flavor into this because we've added a ton of other stuff. Doesn't hurt to. This is basically beef bouillon, but it's the powdered kind. It's a little easier to work with when cooking. Especially when you're out in the woods. I hate those cubes. Okay.
Well, it's been about 10 minutes. Almost there, not quite. I'm checking again in another minute or two. Alright, I just checked it again. It's more or less done. I'm going to take it off the heat and figure out what to do with the water. And then after that, we'll see you in the rest of Trinity's video. Well, I accidentally dumped out a bunch of the pasta when I was trying to drain the water. That sucks. Anyway.
Everything herbs and spices. Got a good little onion, flavorful. I think it was dehydrated onions, but they're still good. Don't get me wrong. I use them when, I got a whole damn deal of, what's the name of that, Tone Meister or some, Tony's something that got.
Oh my gosh, that's a bunch.
Spaghetti. It is good. That and a piece of toasted French bread. Mon Dieu.
Yeah, you need some toasted French bread. Or some garlic bread.
He's wandering around somewhere.
He's over here.
Okay. Yeah.
It's good. You need me sitting down?
Don't matter.
That's pretty good.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more, click subscribe. You can also click on the bell icon to receive notifications when we upload new videos. If you have questions or suggestions for new videos, please leave a comment down below. You can also consider supporting us on Patreon, or you can join us on our Discord server. The links will be in the description below.